Reddit by Reddit recap. What's the dumbest thing an ex ever said to try and win you back? He decided to make a grand gesture for my birthday, which was about 6 months after the breakup. He had a cake made in the shape of Australia. He had it shipped to me in a locked steamer trunk. Keys in the card. All of this was based off of a line from Dr. Horrible's sing-along blog. She may cry but her tears will dry when I hand her the keys to a shiny new Australia. Double quote. This is after I found out that I was the other woman. And I had started to date someone else. It was just painfully awkward. Side note. The cake was dry. He broke up with me by sort of ghosting me after 2 years together. He wouldn't show up when we had plans. Then text me later and apologize and say sweet things. But go on to ignore my calls for a week. He set his status to single on Facebook, so I figured it was done and deleted him. Almost a year later he sent me a text saying he was sorry. That he was willing to talk and answer any questions I had. And that he regretted what he did because I was the second best girlfriend he'd ever had. I shit you not. I told him I didn't need his answers and didn't want to be his friend. He never bothered me after that. My ex ghosted me too. He was that guy that would make you feel all special. Then never communicate unless it was on his terms. He stopped talking to me for about 6 months. After the first 2 weeks I just stopped caring. 6 months later he calls me asking to go on a date. I'm just like, you have the wrong number. Sorry. Double quote. I'll never be with anyone like me. Well yeah. That's what I'm sure hoping. Edit. Whoa. Thank you so much for the gold. To everyone for contributing. I came into work this morning feeling sick and gross and this has cheered me up immensely. I broke up with a guy in senior year of high school. 2 weeks later. He called me to tell me that he thought we should break up. Since he had refused to allow me to break up with him earlier. Despite the fact that I said I was done. He said that if I came to my senses, he'd consider taking me back. I told him that was never going to happen. But wished him luck. The fun epilogue of this story comes 2 years after that. I logged into AIM to chat with my college best friend and lo and behold. He logged on. I said hi and asked how he was doing. He said he had a fiance but that there was an issue and asked for a favor. I asked what it was. Because I was curious. He asked for a picture of my feet. When I asked why, he explained that the only way he could get off was by picturing me coming home from a long day of work on my feet and making him clean my sweaty feet with his tongue. If he could see my feet, he was pretty sure he could get over it. I asked if he'd tried role-playing with his fiancée, since it was almost certainly the power dynamic he liked and not specifically me. Especially since he and I never did anything remotely like that. He said that they'd tried. But it didn't work and it was my feet. Or he couldn't get hard. He then asked if I'd be willing to boss around him and the woman he was going to marry so that he could maybe come from sex with her. I logged off of AIM and have never logged in again. An abusive ex-husband sent me a long, impersonal email 3 years after I left him. My favorite part was, we should get back together. I don't want to be with you. But by some miracle of God, I might grow to tolerate or even enjoy your company. Double quote. He was serious. I laughed for about 2 minutes and then sent screenshots to my boyfriend. I'm just kidding. We are not really broken up. Me. WTF, no sorry, that's not how this works. Edit. Some more info. She broke up with me over the phone. During which I tried to rationalize why. How. What went wrong. Etc. I talked with her for a good 30 minutes at least, but she was content on saying sorry, it's over. I rationalized and accepted and was ready to move on. Heart tender obviously, since the relationship was real for me at the time. At this point is when she said, just kidding. We are not really broken up. I was just testing you to see if you would fight for the relationship. I about lost my shit. No. No, that's not how any of this works. I hate to break it to you. But your plan backfired. We really are broken up. Because you do not test me like this. Not like this. Broke up with douchebag ex while in Mexico with my mom. He said I cheated on him and told me my dad died to get away from my spoiled princess ways. He spent the next 6 hours calling me and my mom trying to win me back. Roaming charges were disgusting, so we didn't answer or read the texts. Way too expensive. Finally my mom got pissed and answered the phone. He was breathing heavy. My mom asked what he wanted. He said, "I just want to talk to her. You have to let me talk." Double quote. My mom said, "Fine. Talk." Double quote. He said, "All Sarah had to do was." And then my mom hung up cause she didn't want to hear more about what I did wrong. After reading over 100 texts about what I did wrong. How full I was. How much he misses me. The girl he slept with. The lies he told me. The apologies for the lies. The endless litany of how he'll change etc. etc. I turned off my phone and didn't turn it on until the next morning. That morning I had almost 100 missed calls and 18 voicemails. I didn't listen to any of them. Fuck you, Ken. We break up. It's just a matter of time before you ask for your laptop back, and I use it for school, so I'm going to have to drop out and my kids are going to be raised in poverty. Do you really want that on your conscience? Double quote. Edit. I lent him my extra laptop before I realized he bleeds all the women in his life dry of all their resources. I wasn't about to let him keep it after the shit he put me through. I got my laptop back when we broke up and he destroyed the power cord and messed up the laptop to the point that it wouldn't run. I fixed it, but lesson learned. Done. That's some fine crazy logic right there. My new girlfriend is terrible. Full stop. Full stop. I miss you a lot. Like I sometimes regret leaving you. You are so much better than her. Just so you know. I'm going to dump her soon. After we go on vacation. Because I'm using her miles to buy my ticket. Like. Full stop. Full stop. Oh, there are so many things wrong with that. And the vacation was 2 months away. I told him he had made decisions, so I didn't feel bad for the fact he missed me and never spoke to him again. My ex-husband did this to me. I didn't realize how much I was going to miss you. You understand me better. I call her your name all the time. We were so good together. 1 month before the divorce was final. After he left me to move in with his pregnant GF. I just started laughing at him. I couldn't stop. He got mad and left, again. He cheated. I said so long. Get out of my house. She did. Moved in with this guy. She showed up a few weeks later with her cat and some belongings and said she made a mistake. Wants me back because she needs me to take care of her. Double quote. Sorry. What? You're trying to move in while cheating on me and simultaneously asking me to pamper you? Yeah. This is the part where you silently nod. Grab the cat. Then shut the door and lock it. Proceed to sip whiskey neat while petting your new car. Edit fam. If you didn't think cats and cars were related, just listen to them purr. I swear you can't tell the difference with your eyes closed. You don't have to be boyfriend and girlfriend, but I don't want you having sex with other people. Double quote. Is this the part where I say RIP inbox? OMG, I had a guy tell me this and we weren't even dating. He was a friend of a friend who gave me a ride home once. The whole ride he took wrong turns and went past my neighborhood and kept driving, meanwhile telling me, I just want to take you out to dinner and get to know you and be friends at first, but if I see you even talking to another guy I'm going to be really pissed. Me. Can you just take me home? You can turn right here. Him, hang on. Mutual friend, thinks we'd make a good couple, so we should give it a shot. You know? You're a virgin. Right? Dot. Yeah, my mind blanked after that and I just screamed for him to take me home. What should have been a 5-minute trip turned into a half-hour meandering hostage situation. Ironically, he drove me home because walking by myself at night wasn't safe. Finally broke up with him after 3 years. His big gesture to get me back, An email about how he couldn't live without me ended as follows. I get now that you're not a whore. That's why I treated you the way I did. I thought you were a whore. But now I see you're not. Whoa. Be still my beating heart. And people say that romance is dead. A month after we had broken up, I started dating a new guy. My ex told me that he would cut his hair to look like the new guys, dress like the new guy, and act exactly like the new guy if I got back with him. That's just pathetic and sad. I dunno, man. I think a lot of these stories are sad but not necessarily pathetic. Being heartbroken fucking sucks and people just get desperate. People would do these same crazy negotiations and prayers when a parent dies. Maybe these people deserve to be broken up with. But I still think calling someone who feels like they will do anything and say anything to be with the one they love again isn't pathetic. Just sad that they didn't act like that in the beginning. Had GF in high school for almost 2 years. She broke up with me to be with another guy. She tried to place a restraining order on me for no reason. The dean of students told me to just keep clear of her. She then tricked me into meeting her to barrage me with questions as to why I was avoiding her. Bitch. You tried to get a restraining order placed on me. Once dated this guy who literally carved my name into his hand. He said he did it because he couldn't afford a tattoo. And when I broke up with him for it he said, but your name is carved into my hand. I'm not sure if that was supposed to mean me stay, or if he at that moment realized how stupid he was. I was once friends with a guy who told me he cut my name into his leg after I told him I had no interest in being in a relationship with him. He also told me about a bunch of other self-harm and made me spend a good few nights, including a whole New Year's Eve, talking him out of suicide. Or so I thought. Until a mutual friend stayed the weekend at his house. Got a good look at both pristine and unscarred legs and arms. And reported this back to me. Little bitch made the whole thing up because it meant I'd spend hours telling him how much he mattered to people. He knew I was sensitive to it because my family had been extensively affected by it. If I'd had any sense at the time, I'd have called the police round to the family home for a welfare check the first time he did it. Best comment of the day. He broke up with me for the 4th time that week and I finally said okay, I'll pack my bags and move in with my mom. He threw over $800 worth of Macute pallets at my head when I told him I was done. Then cried and told me he wanted to marry me. I said no to his proposal, so he tried to throw me out the 2nd story window. Then he cried some more and hugged me while he tried to remove my bra saying, well, we can at least fuck once more. I told him I didn't want to have his tiny dick anywhere near me. We hadn't had sex in almost a year. Since he didn't like that, we had a dry cabin. No water at all. No pipes for water or anything. We had to get jugs of water weekly for washing and drinking, and I couldn't take a shower more than once a month. But he demanded a BJ once a day at least. He wouldn't go near my genitals. I don't blame him too much. I hadn't showered in almost a month. When my mom pulled up to pick me up, he punched the back of my head and threw a bunch of my things at me and my mom's car. He didn't know she had 2 dash cams, one in front and in back, so when I went to the police he didn't stand a chance. He got out of jail last month and sent me a FB message stating, I know you're married now, but I miss your blowjobs. Please come back to me, followed by a dick pic. I sent him a video of me and my husband laughing and making fun of his dick.